Hello, welcome to IBM watsonx.data integration. In financial services, data isn't just an asset, it's the foundation of every decision, every transaction, and every customer interaction. But as data environments grow more complex, traditional approaches to data integration are struggling to keep up. Pipelines are harder to build, harder to manage, and even harder to trust without clear visibility into how data is moving and behaving. This is where Agentic AI changes the game. By leveraging intelligent, autonomous agents, organizations can design, build, and optimize data integration pipelines faster and more efficiently than ever before. But speed alone isn't enough. In a highly regulated industry, trust and transparency are critical. That's why observability and alerting must be built into every data flow from the start. With continuous monitoring, real-time insights, and proactive alerts, teams gain full visibility into pipeline performance, data quality, and potential issues before they impact the business. In this scenario, a non-technical user wants to build a data flow that will provide regular updates on fraudulent credit card transactions and generate alerts to the fraud investigation team if it appears that fraud is increasing. Let's see how IBM watsonx.data integration can meet this challenge. From the watsonx.data integration homepage, we'll start this process by building a data flow with an agent. We want to know two things. First, how many fraudulent transactions exist in our dataset, and second, who are the top 5 merchants experiencing the most fraudulent transactions. Because we are using the data integration agent, we can enter a natural language request into the prompt field and click the arrow button to start the conversation. After a few seconds, the agent responded to our request. Everything looks pretty good, but we can see the agent is unsure how fraud is flagged in our system. We know that our company uses a binary value for that database column where 1 equals a fraudulent transaction and 0 is a legitimate transaction. We need to provide that information and revise the plan. After a quick clarification in the prompt field, we can submit the change. A few seconds later, we see that the agent has clarity about what needs to be built. Let's generate the data flow. In a matter of seconds, the agent created a data flow for us. Instead of manually creating the data flow step by step, we simply interacted with the agent in a conversational manner, and the outcome was this detailed data flow. Let's run the flow and see our results. Scrolling down, we can see the answers to our questions. 8 total fraudulent transactions exist, and Booking.com has the most with 2 transactions that were flagged as fraudulent. Now we have our baseline and we can build an alert. But first, we need to examine the data flow more closely to gather some additional information. Let's go back to the project homepage. From here, we need to gather 2 key bits of information. First, we need to know the name of the job, and we need to investigate the data flow to determine which step can be used to monitor fraudulent transactions. We'll start by finding the job name. We'll make a special note of this name since we'll need it later. Going into the job, we see that the agent created a data stage flow for this job. By clicking the hyperlink, we can get additional details. Then, click the associated data stage link to open the data flow. This flow is very intricate, but we need to zoom in to the upper portion. We'll click the filter_0 stage and look at the configuration. Here we can see this step is only allowing those records where the isFraud value equals 1 to continue in the data flow. Exiting the configuration, we can see that only 8 records flow through the filter_0 stage into link_101. That matches the total fraudulent record count we saw when the agent ran this job. Link_101 will be used as the basis for our alert. If the number of records goes up at this link, that means fraud is increasing. Time to go back to the watsonx.data integration homepage and build our alert. Scrolling down on the homepage, we see the data observability section, and we can view the details by clicking the hyperlink. Our new alert will be focused on fraudulent transactions, so the system metric alert type is what we need. Next, we need to select the job that will be monitored. After selecting our active project, we see a list of jobs that could be monitored. Luckily, we remembered the name of our job and select it here. Now it's time to add some assets. we need to pick a metric to observe. Near the bottom of the list, we find the filter 0 to link 101 metrics. In this case, we want to monitor the number of records that are written to link 101. We pick this metric because all those written records are fraudulent based on the configuration of the filter 0 stage. Our baseline from the last job run was 8 fraudulent transactions, so we'll indicate that here. The 40% deviation is fine, and we can see the range in which this alert will be triggered. Next, we give the alert a name and a short description before moving to the next step where we can add a receiver. For this alert, we want to notify an email address. Our fraud analyst team's group email address is already in our system, so we'll select it and create a new alert. A confirmation pop-up message lets us know that everything is done. Now, we need to go back to the home page and rerun the job to see if fraud is increasing in our data set. From our home page, we'll go back into our project and view the jobs. Clicking on the job name takes us to a list of job runs where we can select the latest one. All the details about this job run are listed here. Let's rerun this job and see if the level of fraud is remaining consistent in our data set. After a few seconds, the job has rerun. Let's go back to our home page and see if the alert was triggered. Previously, our home page only showed one alert, but now it shows 2 triggered alerts. Let's investigate by viewing the details. After clicking View All, we can see that 60 fraudulent records passed through our monitored link in the data flow. Let's also move over to our email account and see if the alert was sent there too. Our inbox shows a couple of records related to data observability. Clicking the top message shows the alert message that was sent to our fraud investigation team. In a few minutes, we successfully created a data flow using the agent and then investigated the data stage flow to gain the necessary information to build an observability alert. After running the job again with new data, the alert triggered and emailed the fraud alert team. The necessary safeguards have been created to protect your financial services organization. As financial services organizations continue to navigate increasing complexity, one thing is clear: data integration can no longer be manual, reactive, or opaque. It must be intelligent, it must be resilient, and above all, it must be trusted. That's where IBM watsonx.data integration delivers real impact. By combining the power of Agentic AI with built-in observability and alerting, it enables teams to design and manage data pipelines that are not only faster to build, but smarter, more adaptive, and fully transparent. With IBM watsonx.data integration, you're equipped to meet today's challenges and ready to lead into what's next. Thanks for watching.